Petty Officer Master at Arms Lino Kurene. I'm an instructor at the Recruit Training Squadron in New Zealand.
And you're Samoa?
Olo tinā o Lino Kurene, so malingu o Moata'a, Mangongo, Salalesi, olo tamā o Patea Luafalealo Viliamu Kurene, so malingu o Luatuanuu, solo solo.
Yeah, today's events are specifically for the ANZAC, or are you a part of the New Zealand delegation for the tournament?
Yeah, I'm actually here on leave. There are a few of us, we have a big South Pacific community in the Royal New Zealand Navy, and a handful of us decided last year that we wanted to go home back to our countries to do ANZAC Day. So I've come to Samoa. Unfortunately, more of our contingent have actually deployed overseas on our units. I have friends who have deployed to Tonga to do ANZAC Day there, and some who've gone to Niue. So part of our Pacifica community have travelled far so that we can actually have our own ANZAC Day in our homelands.
Okay, in relation to the ANZAC celebration, commemoration, tell us about you. What inspired you to take part? And be a woman in that male-dominated.
Yeah. I joined in 1986. So when I was 16 years old, the Sunday school asosa, 4 days later I signed the dotted line to join the Royal New Zealand Navy. I served 26 years and I joined at a time where females didn't go to sea. So for us, we didn't start serving at sea until into the late 80s, beginning of 90s. So I managed to serve on HMSS Canterbury, HMSS Takaha a couple of times. I've deployed on exchange to Australia, and I've spent a lot of time serving in New Zealand in shore establishments. What made me join? Most of my family from my father's side are actually part of the American forces, the military. My great uncle Shaki, he went from Samoa over to American Samoa, and he joined the Navy as a commissioned officer in the Navy as a dentist. So for me, joining, I didn't have any reason why, but now after learning that Samoa, Tonga, Fiji, Cook Islands, Niue all served under the banner of the Māori Battalion, that's why I decided that I was there for a reason, and it is to uphold the legacy of our Pacifica people. We have a great contingent right across the three services in the Army and the Air Force who are all Pacifica people proud. We speak our own language. If they pēr mako whaalavalavu kukongo or the New Zealand Navy, we encourage others to speak their language. We encourage everyone to make sure that they never forget their roots, and the services of their family members in past. So their sacrifices are what allow us to be who we are now. So many come from a church background, come from all over New Zealand. And we do have some kids who have actually come from Samoa direct from here. We have some, we continue to acknowledge our culture, we also look at that. We still respect them, we still show, even if they are higher or lower ranking than me. I haven't met him yet, but when I do, I will continue to pay my respects to him, because that's how I was raised. Yeah.
And you don't have a matai?
Yeah, and that is that you don't need a makai title to have a say. So I'm a chief in the Navy, but I'm not a chief in our family.
As a woman, what are the challenges that you face in this male-dominated?
I think the hardest one is first when we didn't go to sea. When we didn't go to sea, a lot of the males didn't see us as equals. It took some time, but when we started going to sea, we were able to prove our worth. We were able to prove that we work hard, if not harder than the males that we serve with. A lot of them are good friends. A lot of them, they show their respect to us as women. Challenges. When we first joined, females weren't taught how to fight fires. We weren't taught to do the male jobs. So divers, marine technicians, a lot of our operational trades, they were all for men. Now we have some of our top females are actually all those trades. They're engineers, they're technicians. Myself, I started as a clerk, as a writer. I'm now at Naval Police. So we've come a long way. Females have come a long way, and we continue to celebrate. In fact, we did have one of our strong females was a whārangi Maoli by the name of, she's now Captain Julie Fitzel, and she came over here and she used to serve ANZAC Day here in the Pacific, and she worked over here. We also had other key people, Melissa Ross, who was the first Pacifica Maori female of Polynesian ethnicity who became the Deputy Chief of Navy and was promoted to Commodore a few years ago. So I think we've made a lot of ground in terms of where we are now, and much better. We're much better now. We still work hard, we still celebrate everything we get, and now we also celebrate as Pacifica women. So although I'm a chief now, I was a warrant officer, but I was the first Samoan female warrant officer in the Navy. So we celebrate those. We celebrated a few years ago the first male Konga warrant officer, and we only have two. We've only ever had two male warrant officer Samoans. So all those goals we celebrate in our Pacific community back home.
And are you the first chief in Samoan chief in the Navy?
Yeah, I'm the longest one.
Oh, you're the longest
Yeah,
one?
so I did 26 years. I left for 9 years, and I've been back for 3 years now.
Were you ever deployed in any war zone?
No. Those sort of opportunities depends on what unit you're on. For myself, my husband's also a serving member. He's a warrant officer, and he's actually now the Captain Corps Advisor for New Zealand Navy in Fiji. So yeah, so I support him as well.
Would you recommend this line of work for our local Samoans?
For our local Samoans, in the whaiwa ko kua I lea fo, I le Samoa, in the service. So you can still have yourself, you can still go kua to your family, as well as serve your country. So we have a lot of females. We celebrated our graduations. So at our graduations they do a piece. So we've been lucky enough. So they even wear the kauwala on the outside of the uniform to show the blended culture between the Pacific and New Zealand. But for our youth, there are so many of us, and we celebrate ourselves all the time. We celebrate all our wins. We celebrate each other, and we come together. Yeah, every once a month on a Sunday, our Pacifica community, we have church back there. But yeah, we have our konga. They all, you know,
Sounds like you have a great Pacific Island community support. Huh?
Yeah.